Early in the morning, a narrow road in eastern Ukraine appeared calm. Light fog hung over the fields, and visibility was limited. A Russian military convoy moved slowly along the route, made up of armored vehicles and supply trucks. The convoy was focused on reaching its next checkpoint, unaware that it was being closely observed. At a concealed position nearby, a Ukrainian Abrams tank unit had been monitoring movement in the area for several hours. Their mission was defensive, to prevent enemy forces from advancing through a critical corridor. The crew relied on surveillance drones and coordinated communication rather than speed or surprise alone. When the convoy entered a vulnerable stretch of road, the Ukrainian unit assessed the situation carefully. Instead of rushing into action, they waited for confirmation from command and verified that no civilian vehicles were nearby. This caution reflected the disciplined approach both sides increasingly used in this phase of the conflict. The Abrams tank moved into position using natural cover such as tree lines and small embankments. Its advanced optics allowed the crew to identify vehicles clearly despite the fog. The goal was not destruction for its own sake, but disruption, slowing movement and forcing the convoy to halt. Once the engagement began, it was brief and controlled. A limited number of shots were fired, targeting the lead and rear vehicles to block movement. The convoy stopped almost immediately. Some vehicles attempted to maneuver off the road, while others remained stationary. After a short exchange, the Ukrainian unit disengaged according to plan. They withdrew before additional forces could arrive, avoiding prolonged confrontation. The entire encounter lasted only minutes, but it had a clear tactical result. The convoy did not proceed further that day. By the time the area returned to silence, the road once again looked empty. What had happened there would soon be analyzed not for drama, but for lessons in modern armored warfare. Following the encounter, both sides assessed the outcome in practical terms. The Russian convoy suffered delays and equipment losses, but there were no verified reports of large-scale casualties. Emergency recovery teams later arrived to secure damaged vehicles and clear the road. From a military perspective, the incident demonstrated how modern battlefields rely more on information and timing than sheer firepower. The Ukrainian Abrams tank did not operate alone. It functioned as part of a coordinated system involving reconnaissance, communication, and rapid withdrawal. Analysts noted that the engagement was not decisive in a strategic sense, but it was significant tactically. A single convoy being stopped may not change the direction of a conflict, yet repeated actions like this can affect supply lines, planning, and morale over time. Importantly, the restraint shown during the operation was highlighted by observers. The engagement avoided unnecessary escalation and minimized risk to nearby areas. This reflected a broader shift toward precision and controlled action rather than prolonged clashes. For the Ukrainian forces, the encounter reinforced confidence in integrating Western-supplied equipment with existing strategies. For Russian planners, it served as a reminder that even routine movements require careful protection and reconnaissance. In the end, the outcome was not about surprise or shock, despite dramatic headlines. It was about preparation, discipline, and decision-making under pressure. The road where the incident occurred returned to regular use, but the lessons learned continued to influence operations on both sides. Rather than a single unbelievable moment, the event became one example among many in a conflict defined by adaptation and caution.